soft dawn of life. Together we will fight.
Kevin Holland thought he had a fight coming up, but he doesn't. But he's itching to get back in there. New fight for the July 12th card in Nashville. Nate Landwehr versus Morgan Charrier. Charrier is coming off a loss to Nathaniel Wood. Nate Landwehr is coming off a loss to Juho Choi. Juho Choi looked amazing in that fight and just ran through Landwehr. Charrier will be the favorite in this one, but Landwehr will be energized by his home state fans in Tennessee. UFC 318 adds Gautier versus Valentin. July 9th, New Orleans, Louisiana. Gautier is the second coming of Ngannou in the middleweight division. 6-1, 5 knockouts in a row. He'll knock you out with head kicks, punches, knees. Very dangerous, and he's taking on Valentin, who's coming off that loss to Torres Finney. Very boring fight because Finney just took him down and held him down the entire time. This fight will be very different. Gautier is going to be looking to take his head off. Shi Ming, the wholesome doctor from China who head kicked her opponent onto a stretcher on her road to UFC fight, will be making her UFC debut against Bruna Brazil. Tough fight. Shi Ming admits she has fighting another giant on the horizon is what she says. She's always matched up against bigger opponents because of her small size, and Bruna Brazil will be a favorite in this one. Gerald Meerschaert versus Michal Oleksiejczuk, August 16th, UFC 319. Meerschaert, if he doesn't get knocked out by Oleksiejczuk, maybe he'll lose a decision, or he'll come back later in the fight like he often does and wins by submission, like a lot of his fights. Oleksiejczuk, though, is very good in the first round. So many first-round knockouts, so there's a likelihood of a first-round knockout in this one, but if he doesn't get it, he better save energy for round 2 and 3 because Meerschaert is always dangerous with subs after round 1. Cody Garbrandt is the underdog this Saturday against Hayoni Barcelos in Atlanta, Georgia. Garbrandt would be down to fight O'Malley in the future if it presented itself.
I have a little bit of a history of back and forth. With the win this weekend, is that kind of a fight you would still like to get to at some point?
Yeah, he should have kept smoking because he looked like shit. But yeah, whatever he had to do, Sometimes you lose and you try to reinvent yourself and find yourself. And at the end of the day, man, like. You know who you are. You know what you got to do. I know I'm, one of the best fighters in the world. So it's like, but when you lose, you got everyone in your ear saying you need to do this and do that. Just remember what got you there and who you are at the end of the day. But yeah, that's a fight that, definitely, I think that's a huge pay-per-view sale fight, Sean and I. But like I said, I'm focused on this fight this Saturday, and then we'll let, everything else fall in line.
Dakota Ditcha training for a fight with Sumiko Inaba on July 19th. Inaba has a record of 8-1. Duchava has a record of 14-0. 12 of 14 victories are by KO or TKO.
Now, what the media is reporting, and it's circulating, is that Canelo Crawford is the biggest fight of the decade. I mean, to a purist and a fighter, it's laughable. Because you have Crawford jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, who's a natural light heavyweight. Crawford, who couldn't push back Madrimov. Life and death with Madrimov. What do you think Canelo's going to do to him? Run him out of the ring. You know what's laughable also? Dana White being named the promoter of this fight, considering he's never been in the boxing space. Has no stable of boxers. He didn't negotiate shit. And is being handed this fight on a silver platter and called promoter. He's the trust fund baby of boxing. That's it. The trust fund baby of boxing. And get this. The fight will take place during the day on September 13th in Las Vegas. During the day. So Canelo will fight during the day on Netflix just to accommodate UFC Noche later that evening on a different network. So does that mean this fight isn't important? Do they not give a fuck about the fans or viewership? Why is it that Canelo has to fight during the day on Mexican Independence Weekend? And UFC with a roster of names I've never heard of is going on prime time. Cinco de Mayo. He's fighting in Riyadh, and now he's fighting during the day on the biggest weekend in boxing. Yeah, Canelo will fight anywhere. Anytime he's told, because he doesn't give a fuck. All he cares is about the money. Doesn't give a fuck about the fans. About tradition, the Mexican weekend tradition. Oh, and Dana. What, now you're turning your back on the UFC? I mean, we all know you've been trying to get into boxing for years on your own and you couldn't do it. Remember Zuffa? Oh, but now that Daddy Turkey negotiated a big fight and he paid for it, you're seriously proud to be the trust fund kid presenting to be the face of this fight. I mean, this whole thing's a shit show. Aren't you embarrassed? I mean, it would be just like me promoting John Jones versus somebody else in the UFC. You guys would fucking destroy me for me walking into another sport and acting like I know the fuck I'm doing. I mean, insiders are aware the UFC's hundreds of millions of dollars in debt and in a bad spot. But that's no reason to switch sports and leave these MMA fighters hanging, Dana. And don't abandon the fans. They've been begging you for months now to make a great fight in the UFC. Oh, and don't even think of bringing your pathetic pay scale to boxing, because these fighters won't go for it. The boxing media is trying so hard to hype up TKO, getting into the boxing space. But the truth is, they have no fucking fighters. They have 0 fighters. TKO? More like TK no. Oh, and guess what? Nobody will ever put a muzzle on me. I'll always give you the facts and keep it real. And I've never been happier to trade calls with Eddie Hearn and Al Heyman, because guess what? We ain't going anywhere.
Since going to LeHeal, my knee pain is 100% gone. And then after completing the peptide treatment, I can run miles now.
I need to make sure I'm healing properly. And I felt that LeHeal was giving me the best options. They know what they're doing. They're looking at me as an individual.
I did the stem cells and the peptides from LeHeal, and it's helped my circulation quite a lot. It's definitely done wonders for my pain.
Any kind of chronic pain that you've been dealing with and want to avoid surgery or steroid injections, those are the patients that we typically see.